How's it going, everyone? Youtube Corey here, aka Crasher, back with a new video, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another discussion / article response. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article on Dexerto that is titled Pokemon Go players demand Niantic fix GoFest Pikachu Rockstar and Popstar reward. Now, before we get underway here, I know that this came out on the 19th, so it is a few days old, but as far as I'm aware, there hasn't really been any responses or updates in regards to this situation. So let's take a look and see what we have here. Pokemon Go's GoFest 2021 wrapped up on July 18th after a long weekend of tasks and legendary raid battles. Not every player is satisfied though, and have concerns over Pikachu Popstar and Pikachu Rockstar especially. In honor of Pokemon Go's 5th anniversary, Niantic held GoFest 2021 on July 17th and 18th. Filled to the brim with collection challenges, raid battles, and more, players had to put together their own band to earn an encounter with Mythical Mon Meloetta. Upon buying a ticket to the festivities, you had to choose whether you wanted Pikachu Popstar or Pikachu Rockstar via an exclusive special research story. However, some fans are arguing that they were misled on a crucial piece of information regarding the electric types. After completing the special research story and claiming the chosen Pikachu costume on GoFest Day 1, fans could then take snapshots to make more appear so they could get spares to trade for the other one and end up with both. Some players such as Reddit user Hitman argue that Niantic didn't make this clear enough, though meaning that they missed out completely on catching another. They wanted the developer to make it right. Since GoFest, I've seen loads of posts about trainers not getting their extra Pikachus. I do feel Niantic communication on their part could have been better. They wrote, "It doesn't say the research needs to be completed on day 1 in order to get the surprise." At the time of writing, the post has 1.4k upvotes, meaning it's possible many trainers also faced the same issue. In the comments, users detailed their grievances with the issue too. "I wish they would just award the extra Pikachu in special research and not faff around with snapshots," one wrote. "Since it could only be obtained by completing it during the weekend, it should have been in the Today tab. Very poor communication," said another. A lot of players, thinking that GoFest was a 2-day event, finished their research on Sunday, losing both days' Pikachu snaps, someone commented. "I read all the promotional material and this subreddit, and I missed out too, so it was very badly informed." As pointed out by one player, Niantic did clarify the rule in a blog post, but it appears as though many didn't realize or were confused about how to obtain their extra Chew. The developer has yet to comment on the situation. Whether they will or not remains to be seen. Alright, so now that we have ourselves the context on the table, it's time for my thoughts, and it honestly doesn't surprise me too much that there are players that have issues in regards to certain things about GoFest, and in this situation here, it has to do with the costume Pikachus, as well as subpar communication on Niantic's end. And let's not beat around the bush here when I say that Niantic is not exactly known for having good communication. In fact, I'd say they're quite infamous on having really bad communication with the player base. Then again, it could also be a result of players perhaps maybe glossing over a detail, or maybe they got confused with Niantic's wording. Either way, it's a damn shame that these players end up missing out on getting extra cosplay Pikachus because they look pretty damn snazzy. Now, me personally, I actually had a grand time at this year's GoFest. In comparison to last year, this one was smooth as butter. I'm not saying it was absolutely flawless. I mean, with the usual lag and freezing that sometimes happens in Pokemon Go, that's to be expected. But I have to say, this year they did GoFest exceptionally well. It seemed like they were much better prepared in comparison to last year. Now, just because I myself have good things to say about GoFest and that it was a good experience for me, doesn't mean that it's immune, so to speak, from having others have bad experiences. Like, just because I had good experiences doesn't mean that Joe Blow or Jane Doe is going to have the same experiences or good experiences as I did. And it just so happens here that there are players that have issues in regards to what took place in GoFest. On that note, however, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually link you guys to a video made by the Pokemon Go YouTuber known as JT Valor, where he goes over the pros and the cons about this year's GoFest that just passed. And there's actually something in that video that really stuck out to me.
But I didn't like the fact that they lowered the shiny rates on day 2 specifically, so that you were more focused on raids, because not everybody can afford to buy a lot of raid passes, though they did give you quite a few if you wanted to use them. If you wanted to keep going, you had to pay money, and for those that can't do that, you're kind of just out of luck. Yes, your instances will be bringing in spawns, and yes, there are spawns that are themed from the event from the previous day, but their shiny rate has been lowered, so now you're pretty much just walking around praying to find something that you didn't get on the first day, and for a lot of people that didn't happen. Some people did have fun with that, but quite frankly, myself and a lot of other people included, didn't have as much fun with day 2 as they did with day 1. And speaking of RNG, Shiny Unknown was a little too hard to get. In fact, it was extremely too hard to get because they made that a full odd shiny on GoFest. Personally, I think that was a huge mistake, especially because the 2020 GoFest, they were about a 1 in 50 rate. Everybody was getting them. You know, like, not everybody. There's always a chance that you don't get it, but these were full odds, and the only way to get these were off the incense, so you had to hope that the incense was going to randomly bring them in, you know? These weren't spawning in the wild like in in-person events where they're literally pretty much everywhere.
So it seemed like, based on JT Valor's testimony and what he said here in this video, seemed like there was a bit of sneaky stuff going on behind the scenes when it came to Niantic. They thought that they could, you know, be a little bit sneaky about lowering the shiny rates on day 2, and also making it so that Unknown were full shiny odds, which, you know what? Like, that right there would not surprise me whatsoever if Niantic pulled that type of shit. I get that, you know, day 2 was more themed around raids and stuff like that, but come on, man. It's like, they really shouldn't have done us dirty like that. Like, I know that my luck when it comes to shiny unknowns is absolutely abysmal. I've checked a lot of them, not a single shiny, but this right here actually makes sense now that I'm thinking about this more, and you know what? Yeah, I'm not exactly too happy about that. I mean, yeah, GoFest was good. You know, I actually had a really good time in comparison to last year and whatnot, but this right here, you know, them trying to pull a fast one on us, that right there is definitely not cool, and definitely something that Niantic would, in fact, do. So I don't know, man. I mean, I hope Niantic is listening to their players, and I hope that they come across that video that JT made, and maybe even make a public statement about it. I highly doubt it, but you know what? You never know, right? But I wouldn't hold your breath, otherwise you'd end up suffocating if you think that Niantic would actually be transparent for once to their player base when it comes to these sort of things. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really sure what else I can say here at this point. I think I made all the points I wanted to make here in this video. What do you guys think about what it is we talked about here in today's video? What are your guys' thoughts and opinions? And also, if you guys took part in the 2021 Pokemon Go Fest, how was your guys' experiences there? Share all that stuff in the comments down below, guys. I'd love to hear you guys out. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well. Have yourself a damn good one. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.